Good morning. I'm going to start my video over because I had the phone turned upside down, and I also forgot to put on my lipstick. And I was watching my video going, thinking, I don't look good without my lipstick. Well, I look good, but then put the lipstick on, it's just so much more pleasant looking, I think. And I was telling a story about living in my car and the first car I had with Randy and I. He was, when he was alive, right before he died, he did some staircase work for our landlord. And in exchange for that, he got the car. It was a Honda Acura. But I had to put a lot of money into it to get it on the road. Excuse me. And I'm the one who paid for that, like $1,000s. Anyway, after that, about 6 months later, the poor guy he had bad health already. I was taking care of him. And he was a good guy, but he drank every day. Had to have his alcohol for the pain. He was in pain. But we didn't get to go a lot of places or do a lot of fun things, but I loved him. He was a good company and a good friend. He was my friend. And I'd take care of him. I cooked all the meals, brought in the food, did the laundry, did the housekeeping, did everything. He paid his half of the rent. Anyway, so back to my story. After he died, I hung out my place for a couple weeks, but I couldn't pay all that rent. So I put stuff in my car and left stuff down in the garage, a bunch of stuff. But I put a lot of stuff in my car and I took off in the car on the road. First place I went is to California to see my daughter, Rihanna. She was living there with her husband, Elijah, but she came back to Vancouver eventually because she wanted to be closer to her son. But she had an idea to move to California, and she did it. She went to Sacramento, got a nice home and a good job, and was doing pretty good for herself. But her son, she kept thinking, I have to move back to be near my son. So eventually she did. She came back here and bought a nice home. Her and her husband live in a really nice home, and she's got a good job. She does pretty well for herself. Shout out, hi Rihanna, hi Douglas, hi Elijah. Those three, she calls them the boys. She got a son, Douglas. My grandson's 28, or almost 30. I think 29. And he's a junior high school teacher. He's doing really good. Shout out to Douglas. This is Grandma Kathy. Hi, Douglas. And so anyway, back to my story. I got in the car, and I just slept in the car, and I started out on the freeway, playing music, drinking coffee, having a good old time. I'd go to 7-Eleven and get sweet creamer coffees, play music real loud, go out on the freeway, and just blast it, man. I'd stop in different towns, and I didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to go. I was kind of just to having an adventure. I was having an adventure. But I did go to California. I did get to see my daughter Rihanna. I spent a couple nights each time. I couldn't stay with her though. She's got her own life and other friends coming over and different things that she does. It's not like she could take me in and give me a home. No, she got a lot of things, and I didn't expect that. I wasn't trying to move into her home or anything. I was just going for a visit. So anyway, after I was done visiting my daughter and I got on the road, my other daughter said, try Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I headed that way. I did. She'd been there, and she liked it. It's a cute town, nice town. She liked the food because her friend she was traveling on the road with, they went out to eat a lot. I ended up going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I lived in my car 2 months. I finally found an apartment, but it was it was taking all my money really to pay the rent. I started having these bad anxiety attacks, and I felt really lonely. Not that there was anyone anywhere else for me, but I don't know. I just felt really bad anxiety attacks, and I decided to leave. I wanted to go stay with my mom because after a few months in my new place, I was there about 3 months. I paid my rent, but it was too much money for me. It gave me very little left at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, after rent and everything. It wasn't low income like what I got now on HUD housing. And I naturally turned to my mom for comfort, support, help, something. She said, "Yeah, go ahead, come on here." Well, it didn't always work out with me and my mom because we have issues. Anyway, that's a long story too. She's a good woman, but I was born illegitimately with this dude she had an affair with. I don't know. It wasn't, it was, no, I was a result of their both looking for love, but they never really found it. Instead, they just got me. But I don't know. I'm just not saying anything bad about my mom. She did the best she could. So good luck to her. God bless her. Shout out. God bless you, Mom. Okay, then. Oh, I left Albuquerque, came back to this area where I'm at. I went to my mom's place and stayed there for a while. But there was her other kids was there too. That wasn't really enough room. I was sleeping on a cot. Anyway, I ended up leaving there. I started traveling again, just driving from town to town looking for things. So I ended up in Longview. That was a cool town to hang out in. I found a place to go eat meals, and I would drive around, and I found a park to hang out in, and I would enjoy things. So that was like 2019. Then I called my sister Lola, and she said, "Why don't you come here and stay?" And I drove to Portland, and I stayed in her house for a while, but her boyfriend, he complained and hated anyone to be there. He'd call me names in the morning and say, you're a bum," and under his breath, but I could hear him. But I wasn't going to stand for that, so I packed up my bag and left. I didn't stay in her house anymore. I don't want to be called names in the morning with someone getting up early and muttering things about me under their breath. God, no, that ain't happening. I left. Right before that, I'd start working again, dancing at Tommy's 2 nightclub, strip club. My video is getting very long, and we'll pick up again with more stories about my exciting, semi-horrible life. Never a dull moment, though. Well, unless there is a dull moment. Thanks for listening. Take care. Have a great day. Love ya.